Inano samane shateya. Maneni anani anano salabaso yaya. Eyayana niana no sade kasabadosa. Inano samano saye. Kingdom come, kingdom come, kingdom come, thy will be done. He's the light that flows from the throne of grace.
True nobility in life is knowing the Lord and walking in His way. The most glorious pursuit of mankind is walking in God's image and likeness. It is our utmost desire that you'll be richly blessed as you listen to this message from Living Scroll Ministry, aka It's the Bible Network. For more life-transforming messages, please visit www.livingscrollministry.org.
He's the light that flows from the throne of grace.
Somebody was calling from UK now for a conversation. I think she moved on that meet once more meeting.
Yeah.
While we were here, when I finish now, I'll talk to him then. I also put somebody else. Now, to understand that talk. But look for now, I'll do this together. Alright.
Yeah, that conversation you had on
something with young men.
a word with young.
Okay, word with young men. That was the title. Okay.
Yeah, so there were two major other areas that I said maybe when I meet you. Number one of it is this aspect of really understanding the burden of responsibility on a man. Naturally, being a man, self, I were explaining that many people are they neglect or they have negligence about the responsibility on them, which have not made them to be able to really take serious many things in life, like skills and other things. Yes, that's where that angle was coming from. And then you were also noting about how that even from 8 years before you resigned from work, some major bills were not even being handled by salary system anymore. And then you wanted to also explain to them, but you said you didn't have time to begin to really tell them practical ways in settling the matters of economy, where you were talking about partnership, building partnership with 5% of your productive time with some of your circle, the circle of people that build that aspect. How you're able to have more time for them, and because that's the major things that drive the direction of one's life. So that's for that particular message.
Okay. How many things have you brought out now?
Yeah, about 3.
One. I can mind them.
Responsibility on being a man. The responsibility. Then the negligence part of many is still descending into the responsibility, but that many young men are not deliberate in building that. So then the third one talks about how to grow partnership, practical ways on growing partnership with that 85%, or the people that give value to your life 85% of the time. How you're able to channel your energy there.
Alright, let me start with it's on flight mode because of cough. Let me start with responsibility. You see, the whole system of earth is not a place we came to rest. Earth is not a rest house. It's a work house. We are here to work. That's why the Bible busted out with a God that was working. You can call it creation, you can call it everything, but it was work. It was the underlying thing there is work. So God rested from his labor, his work. So we knew a God, or we met a God. Our first reference to God was somebody that was working. That defines what the earth is about. Jesus came and said, my Father is working. Up until now, he had to work and I work. as long as it's day. Earth is not a pleasure house, it's a workplace. Then comes the reward. Jesus gave a parable that he sent some people into his harvest field at 9 a.m., at the 6th hour, at the 9th hour, at the 11th hour, then with reward. He also taught us that it's like a son of man that went to a far country and commanded his servants to wash. He said, occupy till I come. Then a lot of references from Jesus himself. Another place is where he said, blessed he son of man is like a man that commanded his servant, gave them work to do. He said, blessed is that servant whom when his Lord comes, he find him doing so. He said, who then is that faithful and wise servant whom his Lord command him to put him over his household? Blessed is that servant that when his Lord comes, he find him so doing. But if that servant begin to rest and begin to have pleasure, and begin to eat and drink with the drunkard, you see, the master will come and tear him in pieces. Going to the Paul said that the people sat down to eat and to drink, and then they rose up to play. They call it idolatry. When he was talking, is it in Corinthians now, the Corinthian church, that those men, the golden calf, he said he call it idolatry. So some of these things we do, we call it pleasure and fun. Here now they call it idolatry. He said they sat down to eat, to drink, and then they rose up to play. What is idolatry? Without a sense of human purpose towards God and then towards life. So it's an expanded definition of idolatry. It's an idol, man. Idol, not idolo, idol. It's the people sat down to eat and to drink, and then they rose up to play. You see, we should not be given to idolatry as was some of them. Look how it defines as idolatry. Coming from Old Testament, you see, I'm still addressing the issue of responsibility, where we live with a very strong sense of responsibility in life. Not just responsibility for my family, what to eat and drink, let me succeed and something. I'll give us the broader, I'll speak about the broader definition of responsibility. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 7. It says, neither be you idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and then rose up to play. Verse 8, neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. That's 1 Corinthians 10, from it can be 6 to 8. So we must live with a sense of duty, responsibility first towards God and then towards man. Inside of you, when God sends any human beings to the earth, He sent him to be a particular solution to the world. There are things in you that other humanity needs. It's not a sense of responsibility, okay, I'm successful, you have come to an earth for certain things. All of us, the reason we come to earth here, that's why I give you the definition of the earth. It's a workhouse. Come and do certain things, then we go. He said, there remain yet a rest, a Sabbath for the people of God. God give us a measure of rest, and when we sleep and wake up, it is called rest. When we keep our Sabbath, work for 7 days and take 1 day to rest, it's rest. But the ultimate rest of the human soul is not here. Here is work. It's work. It's work. So you can see how the whole thing go. So that sense of responsibility when we are here on earth, what do we do? A man needs to keep moving in God, under God, not in the flesh of ambition or this. Okay, I want to surpass everybody. I want to beat Guinness World of Record. I want to do this and like that. So if it's your passion to beat any record, why not go ahead? So what? Not just to be driven by things for the sake of being driven, but with a sense of duty and purpose, that my life must count, must be a blessing. I'm here to say, I will bless you, Abraham, and you will be a blessing. So a lot of us are stopped at being blessed. If you stop at being blessed, you have not completed the circle. You are still not visible with God. God does not stop at blessing you. Where it stops is that He will bless you and you will be a blessing. But a whole generation is looking at to be blessed. You journey halfway in God. He says, if He's not Lord of all, He's not Lord at all. If you journey with God, you see, if you don't journey to the end, you are not saved. It's a day that endure to the end, they are saved. You journey and you journey to the destination. The destination is that you become a blessing. Not how you survive and just get by. He said, only me am escaped, and I've come to tell you, the book of Job. Or the man that told David, only me am escaped, or everybody is dead, Saul is dead, everything is dead. He thought he had arrived at the destination, David killed him. He killed that man. Only me am, no. He said, God said that, he said, all Israel shall be saved. Moses said, I wish that all your children are prophets. Paul said that, let me be a castaway, and let all Israel be saved. So it's not that only me just enter, you know. So the Titanic sank. When the Titanic sank, and thank God I escaped. They had over 2,000 people, 2,200 people on the Titanic. 1912. There was one man that was in Japan. He was the only Japanese there. So when the Titanic was sinking, they had first class cabin, second class cabin, and the third class cabin. So they started evacuating women and children. So in the course of evacuating women and children, the lifeboat, you know, carrying small number out, the boat was sinking. There was only one Japanese there. You can Google the story. When that Japanese, so he saw a lifeboat, he was helping women to eat. He remembered his wife and his children, doesn't want to die. So one lifeboat, he saw that there were two spaces. He jumped inside, and then that's how he escaped. And they said about 500 children, or 500 women and children died, along with 1,503 people died on the Titanic. 1,005. They evacuated around 886. That man became a taboo all over the world. The man regretted, I think he fell into depression. Japan self denied him. That was 1912. The only Japanese, they say you ought to have died. You ought to have given your life for the women and children. You want to go and escape. So he came back and he couldn't celebrate the life. Yes, they became a global taboo all over newspaper in America, in Europe, even in Japan. Can't remember the name now, but if you Google something like the only Japanese there, you see the story. Well, even Japan, even as a country, you ought to have been a hero and do the nation proud. You will have given your life. You see, what is that responsibility? Some people refuse to leave. They were evacuating women. There was an old woman they wanted to evacuate. I sure that man would be the husband. The man was elderly. He said, I'm not going to leave you on the boat. And she stayed behind. A lot of women died, they refused to leave. They said they will not leave their husband. Then some of them died with their children. So the priority was to evacuate women and children. Life becomes responsibility on us from the very beginning. So God created the earth. This is our first responsibility. And put man in charge over the earth to take responsibility and ownership for the earth. Not what you can harvest from the earth. But today now we are here now, what you can harvest from the earth. What is burning in our life? What is burning in our bones that now that you are alive you can breathe? What is the burden in my heart? When you lie down to sleep and wake up, what are you thinking? The breakthrough, how you are doing well, you change car. See, idolatry, idol worshippers everywhere. You see a lot of youth, you call them Yahoo boy, they're idol worshippers. Yes. What are they looking for? How do Yahoo get money, buy car, go to hotels, go try abroad, defraud people, steal, do anything. A lot of you, either they can do steal, just buy car. What are they buy car? They travel, stay in different hotels all over the world. Like they go to cruise ships, go to everything. You see the same thing. The people sat down to, drink, and eat, and then they rose up to what? To play. No purpose to life. Just make it that's idol. These are idol worshippers. So it's not until you see a babalawo comes and this is an idol worshipper in our church. When you gather a youth of people, you are looking at straight into their eyes. These are idolaters, idol worshippers. So no sense of responsibility. So that's it too. Tied to a bigger purpose. Though not just that I got okay, what must I do? And just limited to that. It's a good call when you call on God like that, but there must be a body that takes you to God and takes you through life. God must see it. And then God starts supplying the help, all that you need to actualize that body. You now begin to create outlet for you supernaturally by the workings of angels and by the favor that men will grant to you. Why are you looking for money? This money, for some time I've had a burden for some widows like that around, and I was saying, God, even this morning, the thought flashed to my heart. I was walking, outside to go and do something that if I can just get 1 million naira, I'll give this lady 500. I'll give this lady 500,000. When you are thinking about money, in what context? This one, the husband was a lecturer. She lost the husband 2 years ago. I used to support her. Even this morning, I sent some money to her. But I want to give her bulk money. Okay, which business you want to do? The other one, she lost her husband. I can't remember now. She's a bit elderly. The last time I saw her, she was so lean. When I traveled home, she was so lean and getting age. I know it's suffering. And I came back with a new body. I can lay hold on, money that God will bless me with certain funds or something like that. So, so it's a sense of responsibility. Of course, we also have responsibility. Okay, by family, of course, you have, but as God increases you, you do this for them and like that. So it's a whole compound thing that is going up in your mind. Okay, my children, I need to, do 1 or 2 things about their life, how their business or investment, or 1 or 2 things I can do to more secure, them financially. So it doesn't stop there. So this is the aspect of responsibility. So God gave the earth to man. So we are the ones that will hold the reins of this earth. Everybody born in Nigeria, you are a son of this soil, and you don't have burden for this nation. These are very responsible people. Doesn't matter where you live. If God can send you out of the country. But if you go out of the country and say, thank God, bye-bye Nigeria and everything, it's like God looked at you are irresponsible. I planted your root in this nation so that you can carry a heart for this nation. God himself can say, okay, sojourn you. Like Abraham sojourn, like those men sojourn. God can sojourn you. God sent Paul. God met Paul the one and told him your ministry is to the Gentile. But Paul knew that his root is Israel. He said, I wish I be cast away because of the Gentile. Is that what he said? He said, because of my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, I wish I'm cast away, I'm taken out of Christ so that they can come in. Even when God told Samuel, I don't want Saul again. I don't want Saul as a king again. I want to bring David. Samuel was crying all through the night because it was Samuel that anointed him. Samuel was crying all the night. It's a responsibility. Bad riddance to good rubbish. And the country is so bad and spoiled after anything. No. He cried all the night. That is nobility. That's righteousness. And God may say, stop crying for Saul. Go and stand up and go and anoint David. He knew. He said, God does not desire the death of the wicked. He said, but the wicked turn and repent. He has sought repentance from Saul. He was not getting it. Even though God was executing judgment, even in that judgment, his heart is broken. You see that kind of something? Even when they say, go and kill Sodom and the land of Nineveh, right? And go and tell them their judgment. Even God was hard to execute judgment, but deep inside his heart is broken for them. Are you hearing me? So when he go there and Jonah announced the judgment and the people repented, you see that the heart of God is high relief, so he had to hold back the judgment. Are you hearing me? So are you hearing me? You see who God is? You see responsibility. God made man. Look at Cain. I don't want to die. God answered him, okay, put him back on his head. God has a heart for his creation, good or bad. So you can see this nation. So even God sends you out of this nation by adventure, you have to sojourn and everything, but you cannot forget your land. This is where your father was buried. This is where your grandfathers were buried. This is the nation that grew you up. When you were growing up, when you did not know A and B, it was the people of Nigeria that used their hands to bear you. When they pulled you out of your mother's womb, it was the people in this nation that pulled you from your mother's womb. It is the people in this nation that nurtured you when you could not crawl. People, neighbors came and carried you. Young baby, they rejoice at your birth. Woe betide that man and that woman when he lives and despises this nation. Are you hearing me? Good, you can sojourn. Even me too, God sojourn me, I will go, but you don't forget your land. God told Paul, you go to the Gentiles. So God will be sending people out of their nation to different places, but never forget where you were born, where your father's bones were buried, your great-grandfathers. The language you first picked up when you were growing up. So you can see it. So Paul say, any Gentile nation that Paul goes to, any city, he first of all go to the synagogue of the Jew. You see Paul, you see Saul. He was crying for Samuel all through Samuel was crying for Saul all through what? You see Jonah. Jonah did something and God said you are irresponsible. Nineveh was so happy. God has a heart for his creation. That's why in Revelations 11 now 18, he said God in the last day, he said God will judge them that destroy the earth. He will take vengeance, he will take revenge. He will say he will pour his anger on them that destroy the earth. So this earth we are seeing like that. So that's the first responsibility of man. What can we do? Not just because you want to feed your family. If you are well to do, you can help somebody. Are there no people in your clan that you can help? Is there no young lady you can send to school? If God empowers you more today, as God blesses you more, somebody going to school? Is somebody becoming a future person based on the place we are come from, where Satan has attacked Africa with economic warfare? Like I was preaching in the blessing, that's other deliverances at higher deliverances for, So the warfare, one of the strong warfare is economic warfare. And as God empowers his son, we need to take a lot of people out of the shore, out of the sinking waters of economic depravity. We need to pull people out of the waters. Don't we carry such kind of burden? So this is what I keep saying. Where somebody will just sit down, you just be wasting away your time. You understand? You sit down, you are not adding. That's why I say no skill, nothing. No, look at what I was telling them when you guys came for the meeting. Look at what this young man has done now. You can see his product, Dummy. Go and learn videography. Do small video and clips. You understand? People can employ you to do that for them. And you do that, you earn more money. The money you earn, you channel it to one or two places. You can't just sit down like that. You are not learning. Doing one or two skills you can add to yourself. One or two learnings. You understand? You see somebody tell you can speak how many languages. Nothing stops you from learning how to speak the dominant languages in Nigeria. It takes work. We are not ready to work. You want to sit down at will, pray. At pleasure, pray. At will, do what you want to do. Can you speak English? Okay, I want to learn French. You speak English, you speak French, you speak Chinese. You speak Spaniard. One person, you are learning several languages. As you are learning, you are doing other things. This place, that's why I opened this conversation. This place is a place of work. People are not working. It will show. You are multilingual now. You can speak several languages. You are improving the language speaking. You have got everything. You can learn everything on YouTube. You are improving the language speaking. Oh, you meet a Chinese man now. You start speaking with him. Oh, like that. You meet you meet three people: Chinese, Spaniard, and a French person. You become a bridge between three of them. Before you know, opportunity, communication, this thing opens to you. You never can tell how that may be what God might use for you. But even the diligence to even pass through the process, you will not. You will be praying, then say, God did not answer my prayer. We all go to the eternal future. When we go to God, say, this is how you were supposed to have done certain things at a certain age. It will have led to the answer of this prayer that you prayed. You didn't do it, so the prayer did not happen. The answer did not come. I'm just giving basic example of the things we can do. What stops us from being multilingual? That's it. It doesn't cost anything. It's just work. So can you see the aspect of responsibility? This is just for the earth now. I'm even going to the issue of relationship. Okay, I preached it in that message a bit, So that message, the call to family, and I was just uploaded recently on YouTube. So the call to family, so is there. So a bit, but the first responsibility is the earth and life on earth. When God made the earth, God expected man to come off with aeroplane that day. Let the dry land appear. He has done his own part. All the material, God gives you the raw material. Go and finish it up. That's how God works with man. He will give man the finished product. The only finished product that he gave us, and maybe you call this water, you can drink some of those basic things. Then some of those things he created are finished product. Those things his creation, what he created in Genesis 1, they are finished product. But that finished product also, they are also inside that finished product are the raw materials for the extension of other things that man himself wants to build and create. So God has done his own creation, it was a finished product. God's creation also is the raw material for human creation. God expected when he was doing let the earth appear, and when he created the atmosphere, the gases, the oxygen, all the radiation, radioactive components, the waves, and all of those things, the light energy. And when he created all of those things, he had in mind that human being will come up with an aeroplane, and then God began waiting. You don't come up with an aeroplane by playing in your backyard. You have to mix better together. You have to turn your head in research. You have to bury hours and hours and hours in research. They say they sent a spaceship into the sun right now, which is the solar probe. They say they spent 40. They did across 60 years of engineering and research. They say close to 40 million engineering hours before they were able to achieve it. If they put 20, they will not get it done. They say 40 million engineering hours. The solar probe is there. You can Google it. So our faith, we are born again, we are children of God, does not negate this one that I'm saying. Walk. We are born again and we are waiting for Jesus' second return. That's just to avoid one responsibility with another responsibility. But in God, you have two legs. You don't cut off one leg because you have a second leg. You need your two legs to walk. Right? So our spiritual responsibility is not an excuse for this responsibility. God gave us the earth as a gift before you even start demanding spiritual responsibility. So you are dodging the first, you are going to number 2. God said no, start from number 1. That's it. So that's the idea I was telling. That's why I was telling, like that day I was saying in that meeting, somebody said a young man sat down, he graduated, what other skill you have outside of education? He said no. He said no. In Germany, remember the training they gave us in Germany one time about small scale and medium enterprises by Busola Soup, that small scale and all this small 40% of Germany economy is resting on the entrepreneur, small scale entrepreneur. 40% of Germany economy, entrepreneur, and it's a very structured economy, so you can always get by doing some of these basic things. That's how it works. Somebody will tell you his only vocation is one thing he can do for the past 10 years and he's financially struggling. All he can do is say, I'm a fashion designer. That's the only skill that you have. The only skill that you have. So this is it. So that's the aspect of it's a wake up call. We go to God. When you pray, we also pray in the Spirit. As we speak in tongues, we pray in the Spirit as we go to God. We go to God for our whole life. It's a holistic coming. When we come to God and tell Him all His requirement for us spiritually and the things we need to do in our responsibility here on earth, let Him activate us. As it, when you are activated. So that's how it works. Go and calculate the number of training that people like for Messi to have won this World Cup. He won the World Cup 2022. We got to know him. Most we knew him 2005 when he played with Nigeria on the 17 under 20 World Cup. That's 17 years later he won the World Cup. Go and calculate the volume of training he did before that time, and minus those training from his life. What will he have become in year 2022? 17 years later, minus those training, he couldn't have achieved it. You know the volume of training they do. Sometimes they simulate ice and they train inside ice, so that the day they are running and snow is falling, they are in Europe. The day you are playing ball, snow start falling, they will not stop the ball. You are playing ball, heat, one kind heat can start. They will simulate inside heat and they'll be there. They will simulate extreme cold. All these footballers, they are machines. See the way they run for 1 or 2. Sometimes when the football match is extended, 2 hours they're on the pitch and they are running, chasing ball, running for 2 hours. Try and run for 10 minutes. Those of us that are not doing training, you understand? So you'll be looking for help. 10 minutes. And they chase the ball without, you can't say this person is tired. What? 2 hours. You guys are machine. In their respective field, Usain Bolt that won 3 Olympic medal, 100 level, 100 meters. Go and check their training life. Is it the boxers into boxing? All those Floyd Mayweather and the rest. Tyson. The things they punch every morning. Or those that carry weight. Compare that with the way we walk, our own level of energy and training. In the things we are persuaded about. I'm not talking about even the spiritual matter now. In our responsibility towards life. You see, a young man is not doing anything. One of them now, the wife said they want to even divorce him now. He doesn't do any. Young man, he just beg for money. If you come to a fellowship, my child's school fee, brethren, church now, pastors will always want to help brethren, church member. That's how he lives. I've known him for like 12 years, about 12 years now, 11, 12 years. He has not changed. The woman says, I can't continue again. And the woman works very hard. Pick up jobs in electronic shops or insurance company where she has heavy target, traveling from the next neighboring towns and villages. She walks around. Say, can she continue like this? Say, the guy has not changed. He doesn't do any serious work. A lady sent me a message one time that she needed how much? She needed 4,000 naira. She was talking to her husband. I used to know her when I was younger in secondary school. I used to know her more than that should be close to 28 years ago. So she happened to be staying in Abuja now. There was a time I had to even send her money like that. So she sent me a message one time that the husband stays in the house and he stays in the house and praying while they are suffering. And then she had to sort herself out. That God the supply and this and that. So you see responsibility. See, any man will not provide for his own, especially those of his own household. He has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. That's why I had to take this marriage series, the history of covenant and marriage. When you give people the impression that covenant cannot be broken, it's a lie. It's a lie. Every covenant can be broken. Even the covenant between God and man was broken. That's the foundation of covenant. That covenant broke down. Every covenant can be broken. There are things that are the life of the covenant. If those things are broken, the covenant is broken. Is there? So, even Jesus acknowledged it, that you should not put your wife away except on the ground of what? Fornication. He alluded to that one. That one can be allowed. That means possibility is hanging there. And Paul gave a second reference that if the unbelieving depart, the unbelieving can be a believer. He said he had denied the faith. He told me that you met him is a believer. But I don't know people you knew in those days in school. All of you were in fellowship. Were all of you not believer? Now that they are working, they have some small money now. You see them carrying girlfriends everywhere, carrying women up and down and everything like that. Some of them, they don't even, are not even taking the faith serious again. So if it happened in the issue of mind and people come in like that and then they later they deny, say they walk away, you are not under obligation. So if you say maybe you marry an herbalist now that you walk away, no, maybe unbeliever, no. You could meet in the faith and everything, but people deny the faith. In the course of joy, it's a day that continue endure to the end shall be saved. And so that salvation that will get born again and everything will be known by the end of our lives. If you are, you say, check yourself if you are still in the faith, except you are reprobate. You say, examine yourself. So all of us started, at the end we know who and who were in the faith. That's why Paul say, I stretch, I strive, not I have already attained, but I keep pressing on. So all those misconceptions about born again, this our life, of course you are born again, you are a child of God, you are written the book of life and everything, but it's still open. Because if you deny me, I'll deny you. You do that, he'll deny you. So that's how it is. That's how it is. So if you have a covenant, one person denies the covenant, the other person is not under obligation. So that's how it is. If you deny God, you say, I'll deny you. So that's how it works. This is God himself. So if covenant is a subset from God, so all covenants relate with the same way God relates with man. So that's the issue of responsibility. Then if I now come to the issue of our productive life, should be 85%, our life should be 85% engaged in our productive life and 15% in other places. So think they clear that God will add 7 days and God will work for what? 6 days out of 7, right? 6 divided by 7, that's 85. So that's 85. So God worked for 6 days, 85% of 7, and rested on the 7th day, which is 1/7, which is 15. So that's productive engagement. Like your visit here now is part of what we call the 85%. You can say, let me just go and unwind. You just take a stroll. You have this friend, a colleague. He can always make you laugh. You know, you can just try to stroll and visit him. But you just enjoy his company. Even if you watch comedy, or you just unwind. You understand? That is the part of the 15%. So 15 plus 85 makes what? It completes what? 100%. So that's how it is. Sometimes you can just decide to, unwind. Maybe let me just watch this movie, or let me just those that maybe watch football and everything. But you should not cross that 85%, 15%. Some people take people like football is 50% in their life, or 40%. They are doing another 40%. So that's why you must wash it. You must wash your life. Everything must stay in its place. Even friends, even spiritual brethren, There are some, even in the church, your spiritual brethren, you know the 85% of your spiritual journey. These ones, hand in hand, they can help you to get to where you are going. But you know the other 15% is just fellowship. You know, the fellowship of the brethren and like that. So it gets us stronger as well. So 85%, there's strength in 85%. That strength is catapultive to shoot you high. Then the 15%, which is rest and everything, that one gives you stability. So there is this fellowship of the brethren. That's why I should not despise our one another. The fellowship of our brethren. No matter how you talk about the church, we don't despise the church. This is the stability of the 15%. But if you want the 85% that will shoot you to your calling, where you are going, you must go beyond the walls of the church. Even in times of shared time, your engagement in that place should be 85%. Your engagement in the normal conventional one should be 15%. So even in meetings, you must have the wisdom to know to pick which meeting you go for. Not bound by any obligation, by sense of need and necessity. This is this one. Based on, you put the value together. Based on value, which one you decide. Of course, then you know how to do a balancing act. So you know how to do a balancing act, but based on value, you must be aggressive in life to get to the place of destiny. It's a tough call. It's a very serious journey. For Jesus to get to the end, to the finishing line, he got to a point. He said his blood, his sweat was becoming like blood. You know, when you walk and labor, you are sweating water, you are sweating blood. What happened to Jesus was what happened to God in the story of creation. The Bible says God rested on the seventh day. You know, it's not as if God was tired, but he was trying to. God is trying to communicate something to our spirit, man. He said God rested, you know, on the seventh day. And it was a whole day rest. And he ordained it for us, work for 6 days, rest on the seventh day. So go and try it now. 6 days non-stop, just be walking. And on the seventh day, you know how tired, exhausted you are. So that's the picture that God is trying to paint a mental picture for us. And you saw that Jesus in the journey on Gethsemane, his sweat was like blood. And that time again, the Bible says he was crying with strong tears, you know, with loud cry. Strong tears and loud cry to him who can deliver him from death. And it was hard in that he feared. It was not a small journey for him. That's an idea of how we need to push about all this mess in my Christianity. You just be there. I will be sincere with you. You just be there for a whole. You'll be there after 7 years. 7 years is not small. If you repeat the cycle of 7 years 3 times, it's 21 years. Most of your productive life is gone. 7 years. Think about when you came to this land to serve. Take this from then till now. Is it not 7 years? 2017 you came here now. Yeah. To now it's 6 years now. So 6 years now. If you repeat that cycle, 3 times is 18 years. Add it to your age. That's not where you want to go and start. So that's why we have to run. You see, that's why I say you have those who has gone before you as an example. You see why people like us or some of us are running. You see how we are running. You see why? You see our consecration. You see the volume of what we are pushing in. You know, you have to bulldoze your way. See, the violent must take it by. And so you of course will be with me for some time since you came to this town as a youth corper and before you started working here. I have a company. I still have company, but I know how I divide everything. All the times you have ever seen me outside when I was still working, in the same organization with you. You could play with everybody because those are the 15%. That work, both that work and a lot of friendship there, they are inside the 15%, which is a part of life. So you do and everything. Even then, look at the 85% of my life I was doing that. So that's the classical example. You know, so you have to wash your time. Wash your time. Thank God there is earpiece now. There's those days when we are doing tongues, even though we in the office like that, we're doing it. Now God has said to now you are now in marketing functions. So at least your phone, whatever you can earpiece, that you don't joke with your earpiece, you can be listening to 1 or 2 productive things like that. So even audio messages, audio books, the Bibles, or like that, meditating or jotting down stuff. So that's why as we're inside the car, we are going like that. So it's like the course of official duty. So that's how it works. That's how we build, and then you have to divide your relationships. There are some relationships around you that are just the 15%. When the need comes, when you want to move, they will be there. You cannot bank on these ones. So this is wisdom, I'm telling you. So you should know the relationship that you put strength inside, and you know the relationship that you put lesser strength inside. Know the relationship that have the 15% in your life, right? They say the 15% fellowship, you understand, it gives you stability, gives you can find a new one inside, but to move productivity, 85%. So know those relationships that fall within that category, and you can push it, yourself and more and stuff like that. That's how it is. So this is how the scripture is able to make us wise unto salvation. I have a lot of people around me, but I know that this one, in terms of productivity, good, wonderful believer, even pastors like that, those 85%, they are not there. They are pastors within the 15%. These ones are within the 85% range. If we need to hold our hands and build and push forward, it is these ones. If we need where we just want to, after you journey small, you relax, you camp like that, it is these ones. So this is how you must know if we are going to fulfill destiny and purpose. But again, even both in spiritual, 85%, 15%, you find it both in the spiritual circle, you find it both in the physical, secular, economic circle. That's how it is. Even in general relational circle and relational setting, you find those ones there. A level of sacrifice you can make towards that 85%, not be the level of sacrifice you can make in the 15% circle, because of journey and purpose. So that's how it works. So those are the things that helps us in the long run. So what has helped? Okay, look at what we are doing now. Where did he get help from? Some of the meetings, some of the things we are doing now, and then God is helping us now to expand what we are doing. The expansion comes from the 85% circle of my fellowship life in the faith. How we can move? Okay, let's move. Let's do this. We need to do this. I still have other people that are within the 15% circle. You cannot move. And we need to do stuff here and now like that. So you are you've been to us in, I don't know if you went to us to Ibadan, all those are Lagos style that went. You were in Ibadan, Ibadan. Okay, Lagos. You were in Lagos. And from Lagos, we should move to Abuja. From Abuja now, we're moving to you, like that. So we'll also be going to University of Abuja. The students are putting up a meeting now, Life Week. Like that. For like 3 days, we'll anchor the last 3 days. And they'll give it to us to come and minister to them. So, and then from there now, we can go to Uyo. From Uyo, we might visit some places in the east also. It not depends on how far we can go. There is virtually no state we cannot go now. Once we are ready. Virtually no state now. We can take a tour. We can decide to do a 2-month tour, and maybe let's say like a 1-month tour or 3 weeks tour, and visit 3 states, maybe 1 week per state, like that. So we can do 6 weeks tours, states like that across universities, and then do these things that we are doing now. So it depends on our capability, So, but the door is open. That's what I want to say. So, but how did the door get open? It is from the 85% what? That's how it works. So if I concentrated my effort in the wrong place, that's why some people concentrate effort. You are thinking about destiny to move forward, and you are looking at the 15% circle. After some time, you are frustrated. You come up with stories, but you are in the wrong place. It's like you are planting apple. I think apple work more in all those western climate or something, not this our Sahara side. You are planting apple and you are complaining it's not growing, it's not doing well. There are places you need to plant apple. There are places you need to plant cassava. You can't jump it. So that is why I say the scripture is able to make you wise unto salvation. So what I'm telling you now is what can the next 10, 20, 30 years can structure out your life. There is no emotion. You don't do emotion in stuff. Live with a sense of purpose, because your life is very small. What you need to do, you have to do it now. If I was based on emotion, the decision I wanted to take that March and April last year, that's why I was going to leave the bank, Zenith Bank. You know, I'll not leave. You know, if you that hang on my neck, you know, so from the bank management to pastors' friends, you understand, to like 1 or 2 family people like that. But I know that purpose. You know, so in the sense of purpose. So that's what I'm trying to say, that you have to journey with a sense of purpose. In your relationship, the things you do, you should not be looking at emotion. So emotion. So that's how it works. If you know people are in the quagmire, spiritual and emotional quagmire, because their emotion got better hold of their sense of judgment. So which is what I try as much as I can not to always allow. Because when we are building, and building takes time, it takes a lot of diligence. Building is different from just normal maybe fellowship, meetings, program, activity. It's different building. What God builds is deep inside. Yes, deep inside. That's where the building is. He has begun a good work in you. You know, we complete it on the day of Jesus Christ. He works in us. He works in us both to will and to do. Philippians 2:13 and Philippians 1:6. He that had begun a good work inside. Galatians 1 and Galatians 2 now that God who appeared to me that He will reveal His Son in me that I may preach Him among the Gentiles. The whole revealing the Son inside Him, Paul was writing, is a whole unveiling, a whole thing that God will be pouring inside, both by revelation and by experience. So it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. So, and then for a person like me, for where I am now, and for the things that the Lord is doing and for what is coming, it requires so much weight. So much is being required now. So, which is what I am presently on. In a conversation with God, and how to yield and respond, and to give the necessary response, you know, because of the weight of assignment. So like that, all the consecration that I need to give. So that's how it works. It's not story. It's not story. So it's not story. So basically, that is it for that responsibility, that 15%, like that. So you evaluate. You must know everybody in your life, and you yourself know everybody in your life. Know what you are giving in every relationship in your life, both your working relationship, even your work, your friends, everybody around you. Know what you are giving. If this one belongs to 85, am I giving 85? It is 15. I should not give more than 15. So that's how it works. Have conversation with people. You were telling me about the conversation you have with a man now that open your eyes now to some other opportunities, right? In Europe, outside of UK and America and Canada. So these are that conversation is within 85%. Now let me give you another. So you can just meet somebody. Your conversation with that person, not just the person, whether the person is in 85 or 15. You know, I said that one. I'm taking it further now. Your conversation can be within 85% or what? 15%. So this kind of conversation you have with a client in your office now is a conversation within where? 85%. But if you go there now, talking about fuel subsidy, this APC government, you are there for 2 hours discussing APC and PDP. Where is that conversation? 15%. And you have done it for 2 hours. That's it. But you can meet a man now, that same man that you are discussing APC, PDP, Nigerian political parties. You can discuss it man, you can discuss some other things. Well, this is your business, those early stages of your business. How did you pull through, sir? To have come to this massive place you came. In the course of talking, it might hint something that will trigger something in your soul. That's how it works. Those early stages that you want to start out at the start out. How was it? What pulled you? That's it. So that conversation is where 85%. But you meet the same man now, a very successful man sitting on multi-million business enterprise. You meet him now, you are discussing dollar. Dollar is too high now. After you leave there, now the man will pick a phone call. He's doing a transaction worth millions of naira and he's making money. When you start and discuss, understand something, you did not get the worth of his experience or 1 or 2 things to draw out of him. You can just go there and just talk about Chelsea. God, did you watch? Now, of course, you can discuss first too, but you know how to place them. If for the last 7 times you have visited the man, is consistently because the last time I saw him last week, there has been a new match. You start a new match again. Come next week, you start the other new match. You balance it out, as I'm saying. Your conversation with that man should be 85% and what? 15%. So you know that the man, you saw Arsenal or Chelsea logo on his table. You understand? You pick up conversation with one or two. Okay, Chelsea. Okay, you guys played match this and that. As if you know what is happening in football. You bring it out with him and discuss it, and then discuss some other area to create that balance. Is that okay? And then the other one that what to do. You see, if 10 people look into a space, the 10 of them will see different things. What do I mean by different things? The 10 of them will see everything there, but they will have 10 different emphasis. Tell me one thing that you saw. Did you notice that that flower? There's this particular flower. The color. This most of the another person tell you saw. What about there's this rock in the middle of the field? Another person say I saw this. I saw some birds flying. Tell me you looked into a space. They will tell you 10 different emphasis because we are different people and wired differently. So I can't come and tell you except you God spend specifically to you. This is what, go and do this thing. But if you looked into the space before you, within you, there are things that will be prompting and calling you to come and do them. It's them going towards that direction. Somebody who stood up, he became a professor. Another man stood up, he became a footballer. Another man stood up, he became a musician. Two twins. One is a medical doctor, right? He's a medical doctor. One is into entertainment. Two identical twins. So that's how it works. So there are things, that's why I say I try to teach you the general framework. You just like to fertilize the soil so that the things in that soil can grow. I hear you. When you fertilize the soil and make the soil with manure, make the soil very, very productive, the things inside the soil will start growing up. Some land, when you cut it, when you put things inside, an apple will come out. Some rice will come out. Some a mango fruit will come out. We fertilize the soil very well. There are properties inside every soil. So in every human being, there are properties inside. Things that you will do. This lady in Nigeria that just won the Guinness World of Record from cooking. So if you want to, as an inspired person, and you are talking, you meet the girl, you are talking to her, giving her all the suggestions in the world to go and do. But she looked inside herself. My mother has been a cook. I too am a cook. Through this cooking, I can do it and break ground. And she did it in May, last month. She did it and broke a world record, and she became a household name in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. So basically, there's a limitation. You tell, okay, what do I need to know? In that way, it's been lame. Well, as a spiritual person, born again, you pray in the spirit. Father God, I thank you. Initiatives are coming. Number one, that's where it starts. The second, I'm giving you the solution, and you start from there. Number two, you have conversation with people. You told me you're having a conversation with a very successful man, right? That has passed through your field before, and now is heading at least he's heading the board with the state government. And they will give you like that. You imagine you have 10 different conversations with 10 different people in 10 different areas. Before you know, you yourself will start growing out of one. The second thing is, first one is interaction with God. Everything is based on conversation, interaction. Conversation with God, you are praying in the Holy Ghost, Father. It's not like you're asking him, tell me. No, you are just praying, you are stirring up yourself in the Holy Ghost. Father God, I thank you. I receive initiative. I break into light, the light of what to do, the light of the labors of my hand, in Jesus' name. I pray in the Holy Ghost, you authority and command and fertilizing things inside. And as you are giving God worship and thank you, Father, because you have helped me, you have graced me. And thank you for the ministry of angels in me that partners with me. And in the course and the journey of my life, you are praying like that and singing and worshiping. You are fertilizing yourself by conversation. Our life is a product of multiple interactions, like I say again and again. Second one is your interaction with God, and then within God, of course, when you fellowship with God, you fellowship with angels. Then number two, you have interact with men and women and children. You have conversation. You meet a man. What do you do? How is this your business? You just talk and like that. And just around the business, what are they? You're really inquisitive mind. A lot of people want to, when they are successful, they want to talk about their success. They want to tell you how they're able to get there. You have conversation, not that you go like that. Those is when I was still working, in paid employment. I'll go with my boss. She will be discussing things that are off ramp. You understand? Even not even the business that has even brought us there. So those are the 15%. Taking, turned upside down, and you will notice that the same people's life will be in the same circle even after 10 years. It will change. That's the mystery about it. It's not even a mystery, it's an open secret, because you know the result, you know the end product of that life. You only talk, but you don't see anything. So but when you go, I engage. Part of what I even the initiative that I began doing later, where I followed my boss to some person. There was one particular, I followed my boss there. Why? She was having all her conversation based on 15%. The woman made a statement, and I interjected 85% conversation. And then after I left, they became the cornerstone relationship that I have with that woman, based on strictly 85%. And it has been a very productive relationship. We now begin to partner in private business. But the person that went there together had conversation of 15%. She made a statement. In that statement, I saw 85%. The person talking with her did not say anything. So I now had, and I saw that statement, because it depends on what a man is looking for in life. That is the magnetic pull of your life, right? So when I made that statement, I saw 85% opportunity, and I interjected. And I also draw a statement. I now put a statement to match that statement. She said, "Wow, this is good. Let's connect on this." We connected on this, and it has been a relationship that has been very, very productive. You get beneficial to both parties. You see how it works. You see conversation. So you see the practicality of what I'm trying to tell you. So the second one is conversation. Engage people. Talk within the framework of 85 and 15%. Right? And that 85%. So 85 should be 85. That's it. Some of your customers in cocoa now. I was there, the biggest cocoa customer that you guys have. Know them. I was there and I opened up 85% conversation with them. And right there, we got contact that we were going to do things together. Last year, it was in the pandemic. This is a place that some other person have been going for the past 15 years, and then nothing. I got there within a small couple of time. I opened up conversation of 15%. All those ones, you say they should give you deposit as a marketer. You see 15%. It boils down to your salary. All the salary you collect comes within 15% of your life. Because after you leave there, the salary will stop. That's it. So you see it as 15%, and then build 85% outside of it. You get? So see your salary as 15%. From that salary, build 85% life. All the people you meet within that salary, see them 15% and try to build 85% relationship out of them, and use your salary to build 85% life of productivity, that you will not need salary tomorrow. You will still be standing. Because if you are hanging on that side, they need to sack you now. Your life, you'll be worse off down before you got the job. Because you have been taken up to some extent, your appetite, your taste bud, your standard has been a little bit lifted. I don't know if the salary go, you will now plunge down, deep down. So that's it. So for that product, so the second one I say what? Engagement. I say engagement with God, engagement with people. And the third one is what? Explore your environment. Look at the opportunities in your environment as you read books. As you interact with people. This one, you read books. I want to go online. What are we checking online? Like that. So just explore what are the opportunities in the environment and stuff like that. So within this aspect, in this place of the world that I'm living, there are things you can sell to an Eskimo because living on ice. I'm not going to study that one. I'm not going to look into those one because there are no Eskimo where I live. There are other people. What are the things they need there? So I think basically that is how it works. And you find out what you can do. There are some people they just have this flair for system, touching system and everything. You can learn all those graphics, designing, this and that. You can be making money from it. Who said as a banker you cannot be making money from videography? You edit, you do video and you do it well, and you send to people like that. So you go and meet some customer that wants to do campaign. You say, I can have people they can do your videos and like that. There is short video of your speech or anyhow. I don't know how it works, but people in that world they will know what to do about it. About your works, create nice video, about your company, like that. So some people say, wow, no, I don't know this concept before. They do small video, 3 minutes, 5 minutes with the company. This I be this company, interview the person, show some production, show some offloading and offloading. You now put it like that. Wow, you know, you just engage you. That's it. Then customer can do it for you. Do it. Say this is what I did, this is part of what I do, and let them know. You do the first one for them, like a promotional video, where they can send to client. They can like that, put it in their social media space or something like that. Say you do this promotional video. You can give us a contract monthly basis. You can be doing videos like that in different aspects or something, either per video or contract on monthly basis. Give you like 4 like that, maybe 5 minutes, 3 minutes. That is like that. So, and then that does not stop you. When you leave your office in the evening, you play with your system, or sometimes you're at work, you play. So that's how it is. So don't limit. Just give you one example. So look at this young man in your office that does this. What's his name? During a party or something, MC of ceremony. So he can build that very well. He does it. So that's it. And if he's doing that kind of career, opportunity comes, you leave that place and go to. Most times in marketing, you are free. As a banker, he's doing it, but it's in cash. Sometimes it has to be on weekend duty. If you are doing that kind of thing, you work your way to marketing or funds transfer, where your weekends are free. So weekend you go to the bank, weekdays you go to the bank, but weekends you go and take job of an MC. So that's it. You don't build brands. So that's it. Thank you. Any other?
Thank you so much, sir.